Hey Mama, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jocelyn. I am a fellow mom of 5 and encourager of finding positivity during pregnancy. I think I'm going to do a few more weeks postpartum to kind of get you through that 4th trimester. In my head is to go to about 12 weeks, so we're on week 10 of postpartum. If you want help beyond that or more insight beyond week 12, please send me an email at positivityinpregnancy@gmail.com. And I would gladly do more. I love suggestions. I love, if you have any requests, I love requests. But I do also want to get back to pregnancy. Some of you are not pregnant, but you may become pregnant again, or you may have pregnant friends. So tell them about this podcast. And if you want more postpartum, I am totally open to do that. So positivityinpregnancy@gmail.com. Hi, I'm Jocelyn, fellow mom of 5 and host of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast. I help pregnant women and mothers to find the positivity in their season of life through changing their thoughts to work for them and not against them. I help mothers find the small, doable steps in thought and action without making drastic changes to their everyday mom life. And I can help you. Let's find positivity during our pregnancies and in our motherhood together. Thanks for joining. So we are on week 10 postpartum, and when it comes to these weekly updates, some weeks it seems like there is so much new information to cover and things to be aware of, but sometimes it seems like it's a lot the same. This week was one of the weeks where it kind of seemed like things were a lot the same. So we will do a little bit of review and also talk about some things with you. So adjusting to motherhood and parenthood is just that. It's an adjustment. It does take time, kind of like the adjustments to pregnancy. It doesn't just always come easy, especially in our culture where people aren't having as many kids. So maybe some of you haven't been around babies as much and you just haven't had a lot of experience, and it can be very difficult to figure things out. With baby, it is still good to do tummy time with them. I read an article in preparation for this on letting your little babies listen to music. And I had heard this information in the past, but reviewing it again, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I would always turn the classical channel on during the day. That music can be powerful for your baby because it can help improve their memory. So it does need to be good music, like classical type music, not just hard rock or, I don't know, crazy stuff. Classical music is what this research was based on. Improves memory. It can improve language development. It can reduce stress and support mental health. It can improve mood, and some even say that it can improve sleep. So music could be a thing you can add into your baby and into their life. Not into your baby, but add into their routine and to their life. I would just have that classical music playing in the backgrounds for sure most mornings. Sometimes in the evenings I just needed it a little more quiet, so I'd turn it off. But music can be a good thing. Also be aware of the cycle. Eat, wake, sleep. There is a cycle that can really help you to know what your baby is needing. And if you do that cycle, eat, have them awake, and then put them down for a nap, and then when they wake up, they eat. It's not always the same, and so I want to support and encourage flexibility in that. That is one thing that motherhood really taught me fast, was that everything didn't go exactly as I planned. The baby did not want to eat all the time every 3 hours. Sometimes it was every 2.5 hours. Sometimes it was every 2 hours, and sometimes their naps would be longer. And so you learn how to be flexible. And as you are flexible, in how your baby's routine is and how things are going with them, you will actually find that you are happier rather than trying to stay on a rigid schedule and more or less setting yourself up for failure, because babies don't really have rigid schedules. They're not good at that. I don't want you to be frustrated. And frustrated is the lack of met expectations. And so if the baby doesn't eat right on time, or if the baby sleeps a little longer, don't let it overstress you. These are all mental tips that help you to find more joy in this phase of having a baby that is so hard. It is very hard, and add sleep deprivation on top of all of the changes, it is difficult. It is not easy. And as a seasoned mom who has done this 5 times, I want to help you, and I want you to enjoy it, because motherhood is special. Motherhood is beautiful, and motherhood is amazing. But it only becomes that way if you choose to think about it that way. If you shift to be more flexible, if you shift your mindset to be away from frustrations and more to beauty and love, you will find that motherhood is all those things I just mentioned. It's amazing, it's lovely, it's beautiful, it's a gift. And as you choose to make those mindset shifts, you will reap those benefits. It goes along with the law of the harvest that you reap what you sow. Or you sow what you reap. If you are reaping thoughts of negativity, frustration, annoyance, hating this phase, then you will reap that. But if you instead start choosing to sow things of beauty, blessings, gratitude, amazingness, then you will start to reap those. And I have to frequently remind myself of these steps, because I'm in a phase with my youngest, who is 1, who is getting very whiny. And so sometimes I am just like, oh my heck, this is so hard. And I just want to pull all my hair out and scream and throw a tantrum, I guess. I mean, I don't really want to, but it is very frustrating at moments. And I have to remind myself that I don't want to feed that frustration. How can I better deal with this, especially mentally, so that I don't react and become a mother that I don't want to be? So anyways, you are not alone. We are working on this together, but I have learned that as I've gotten more flexible, I've enjoyed it more. All right, I think I just said the same thing several times, so I hope you got something out of that. I wanted to now move on to you. Hopefully things are healed up. You have already had your postpartum doctor or midwife visit, and hopefully you're feeling good. You may even feel up to adding some light exercises, doing some walks. I used to love taking my little babies on walks and just pushing the stroller, enjoying the sunshine, being leisure, looking at the world around me, and just finding beauty in the world. It's still something I enjoy. In fact, we actually have unusually warm weather for January, and the kids and I went for a walk, and it's beautiful. I have a lot of good memories of pushing my babies, and I still have a 1-year-old who likes to be in the stroller, of pushing them in strollers. It's so cool and so fun. So maybe get out and take them for a walk. But I wanted to talk about you and your baby, but also marriage. Now, this was something that I felt ill-prepared for, but I have learned a tremendous amount of things on this topic. And that is that babies can make your marriage harder. I'd mentioned in a previous episode, I think it was a few back, how if you look at MRIs of women who have had babies versus women who have not, there is a difference. And it changes your brain. And it doesn't change your brain in a bad way. The article that I read made it seem like it was like good. It was a good shift. And so your shifting, though, is going to affect your marriage. And being a mom now can affect your marriage. And it's not the same as it was before, because now you have an extra one to love on. But it can grow in beauty and love. And so my advice for you today is that this phase of a new baby, whether it's your first or your fifth, there's always some sticky transitions when dealing with a little one and dealing with slight sleep deprivation and whininess and crying and just extra little kids. If you've got other kids running around, it's hard. Babies and children can make marriage harder, but don't let it. Don't let the misunderstandings or the miscommunications or wishing your husband would do this or that drive a wedge between you. I am a huge supporter of marriage. I believe marriage is valuable. I believe it is important. And I believe that it takes feeding. You have to feed your marriage even while having babies. And this took me a long time to figure out. I would say 3 or 4 pregnancies before I started really understanding my husband, how to communicate to him, how to make things better. And that is one of my biggest tips, is that if you are struggling with some miscommunications or misunderstandings in your marriage, is to clear them up through talking. Because if you don't, those misunderstandings or the miscommunications or the missed expectations, if he's not meeting your expectations, it's going to create a wedge. And over time, that wedge is going to draw you guys apart. And I don't want that. And I know that you love your husband and you don't want that either. So do your best to take care of them, to work them out, to do your own mental work, talk to him, but use the communication to share with him what is needed, what you desire, and what it looks like in your mind. And then he can share what it looks like in his mind, and back and forth. I remember once one of our church leaders told us the 3 main reasons for divorce are intimacy, money, and the third was how to raise kids and raising kids. And so this is a thing, and as you get further and further on it, you'll realize there are some sticky situations. I mean, even if you're in the same religion, you came from 2 different backgrounds and 2 different ways of disciplining or teaching, and it can just lead to some frustrations. Work those out. I have a lot more tips when it comes to parenting and marriage, but this isn't really a parenting and marriage episode. It's more just an encouragement to feed your marriage, even during having kids, especially during having kids, because if you don't, when you're done having kids and they grow up, it's going to be really hard to enjoy that marriage that you haven't fed. It's going to be starved, and it's going to be, I feel like, not where you want it to be. So do what you can to feed your marriage during this postpartum season. Mama, I know that it's all a lot. It's all a big adjustment. But I also am a huge proponent of small and simple things bring great things to pass. I haven't learned all these things overnight. I have been a mom for 12 and a half years now and married for almost 14 years. And it has taken a lot of sticky situations. It's taken a lot of crying, a lot of mentally struggling and trying to work things out in my mind, but I want to give you the encouragement that you can do it. If I can find some peace and joy and happiness in motherhood and in my marriage, I know you can too. I am cheering for you. I want you to succeed in these things, and I know that you can, and I know that God and your angels are there to help you in this journey. We will chat again next week. I was going to end the episode there, but I also wanted to update you. I'm so excited. My website is getting closer and closer. So if you have been a long time listener to the podcast, you know I used to have the morning sickness mini course for mental health. It used to be 42 videos all in one course, and you were supposed to use, or the idea of that course was to use one of those videos for every day that you were in the sick phase of pregnancy. Well, it wasn't really set up the way I wanted to, so I needed to shift to a different website, and this website has given me even better ideas. So once I get it finished, you will be able to buy single videos instead of the whole course. It was a decently good amount of money to buy the whole course. Not really. It was under like $75. I think I had it at $69. But now you can buy, or you will in the future. I'm hoping by February 1st, maybe even sooner, I can get it done. I've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to get this going. And you can buy the videos one by one based on the title. Like if you need that one, like I'm feeling fat, or throw up, or I don't feel like myself, or I don't feel like I'm enough, or I need some pregnancy affirmations or some gratitude exercises. The videos they're sold individually now, and it will be $2.37 or $1.37. So they're cheap, manageable, doable. You can download them up to 10 times. I give you the video and the audio so you can see my face. Several of the videos I filmed when I was pregnant. Some of them I refined and filmed after I was done being pregnant. There's just such a good variety that you will be able to buy them individually for much less of the cost and for the titles that you want. So I am way excited about that, and I hope you are too. I also have a physical product. It's pretty simple, but that I'm also really excited to share with you, but I won't get into that too much yet because I got to get this website done. But just know that amazing things are coming to help you and your friends and your sisters, cousins out in your pregnancy. I want you to find positivity in pregnancy and motherhood. My name is Jocelyn. We will chat again next week. Until next time. Thank you for being a part of the Positivity in Pregnancy and Motherhood podcast, for listening, for sharing, and most of all, for applying these tools into your own life to improve your own happiness so that you can find your own better thoughts and becoming the mother that you desire to be through taking small steps in thought and action to reach your goals. If you are a mother who has an inner desire to enjoy motherhood and pregnancy better, but you are having difficulty figuring it out, I can help you. Thanks for joining. Reach out, let's connect, and let's see you move forward in your motherhood. My name is Jocelyn, and I thank you for listening. Until next time.